feel the need for speed.
I'm Luke Summerhays, and I love Latias and Latios. Inevitably, as the number of Pokémon has risen over the years, legendary Pokémon have become a little less of an exclusive club. In the first generation, we had just the birds and Mewtwo. In Generation 2, we again had a trio, and this time 2 big birdies to adorn the game's boxes. By the time of Generation 3, we had another trio, 2 monsters for the boxes, and a third big legendary for the inevitable third version. On top of all that, an additional pair of matching Pokémon were added. These Eon Pokémon are a little different, not really matching up with any legendaries from prior generations. And as for the number of legendaries introduced in the subsequent generations, well, we'll get to that soon. Latias and Latios are a pair of Psychic and Dragon-type Pokémon, with smooth and aerodynamic bodies that bring to mind modern jet airplanes. Latias has a red and white colour scheme and is exclusively female, with a kind expression in its yellow eyes. Latios is male, blue and white, with a scowl in its red eyes. The two are often referred to by fans as the Eon Duo, because of the way they could be acquired. In Pokémon Sapphire, a Latias can be encountered as a roaming Pokémon like the legendary beasts. In Ruby, Latios can be acquired in the same way, and in Emerald, the Pokémon is determined by a player choice. And in the Alpha and Omega remakes, the available Pokémon joins the team without any tracking it down and catching it, allowing the player to soar above a 3D Hoenn. Pokémon Sapphire tells us, Latios will only open its heart to a trainer with a compassionate spirit. This Pokémon can fly faster than a jet plane by folding its forelegs to minimize air resistance. Where the Eon part comes in is collecting the other Pokémon that can't be caught in one's game. Sure, we could trade with a friend to tick it off in the Pokédex, but who wants to permanently give away their pretty dragon bird? To get a living monster, we needed an Eon ticket, a special item that let players sail to a southern island and catch the extra Pokémon. These tickets were distributed via downloads like a mythical Pokémon, but on top of that, interacting with any other player's game would spread the Eon ticket to that player. As a child, I got my Eon ticket by mailing my cartridge to a stranger I met on a Pokémon forum. I guess I was pretty naive, but hey, it worked out. Pokémon Ruby tells us, Latias is highly sensitive to the emotions of people. If it senses any hostility, this Pokémon ruffles the feathers all over its body and cries shrilly to intimidate the foe. While Fire Red and Leaf Green tell us about Latios, it has a docile temperament and dislikes fighting. However, if we look at the actual facts, Latias has a more defensive bent to its stats, while Latios is more offensive. Both have similar moves overall, apart from some stat-changing attacks, where they switch to versions which lend themselves to the defensive or offensive strategy. Their speed is the same, a pretty decent stat that meant they both did well competitively. Depending on the metagame or the player's preferred style, sometimes it made more sense to tank a few moves with a Latias and power up, while other times it made more sense to jump right in with Latios and attack. As well as having a good run as battling Pokémon, the Eon Duo are well liked for their cute but powerful designs and lovable personalities. Pokémon Emerald tells us, they make a small herd of only several members. They rarely make contact with people or other Pokémon. They disappear if they sense enemies. These timid personalities were on display in the 5th Pokémon movie, Pokémon Heroes, in which the duo protect the Venice-like Altomar City. In this film, Latios is a stoic, serious Pokémon who eventually warms to Ash and friends. Emerald tells us, even in hiding, it can detect the location of others and sense their emotions since it has telepathy. Its intelligence allows it to understand human languages. It uses this telepathy in the film to let the other characters see through its eyes, in some cool early 2000s CG scenes. Latias, on the other hand, immediately takes a liking to Ash and befriends him. Initially, the two Pokémon are only seen vaguely, thanks to a predator-like ability to turn invisible. Pokémon Sapphire explains, Latias is highly intelligent and capable of understanding human speech. It is covered with a glass-like down. This Pokémon enfolds its body with its down and refracts light to alter its appearance. Latias also uses this ability to disguise herself as a human girl, Bianca, so she can walk among the people of the city she protects. She spends some time with Ash in this form and, well, I guess I'll just say it. He kisses her. He kisses the Pokémon. In the 6th generation, we met Mega Evolutions of both Latias and Latios. These Mega Evolutions boost the high offensive or defensive stats, and exaggerate the airplane-like designs, making the Pokémon look like big, serious fighter jets. It also mixes their colours. Rather than one being red and one blue, in Mega form both Pokémon are purple. They are only distinguishable by the colour and expression in their eyes. Latias and Latios are odd among mythical and legendary Pokémon, but they make sense among the overall Pokédex of Hoenn, in which the likes of Plusle and Minun and Illumise and Volbeat were introduced to teach us about double battles. Putting aside the fact we have two very similar dragons, those dragons are beautiful, and had a mood V which was genuinely quite pleasant, even if there was a weird kiss and a little too long was spent on the sound of birds screaming at each other. Music for Luke Loves Pokémon is composed by Jonathan Cromie. Artwork was drawn by Katie Groves. Writing, producing, and editing is all by me, Luke Summerhays. Funding is provided by lovely listeners at patreon.com/podcastiopodcastius. For just $1 a month, you can help support the show and also listen to content early. Even if you don't want to help out, you should swing by that website anyway for convenient links to the podcasts my pals and I create. I also love it when listeners get in touch. Next up, we'll be talking about Groudon and then Kyogre. Let me know your thoughts and feelings about those or whatever Pokemon you love. And even if you don't feel like doing any of that, thank you so much just for listening. I love Latias. I love Latios. And remember, I love you too.